Loving yourself is not a crime. So never get discouraged or give up, and I say that respectfully. Regardless to if you had abandonment issues at the end of the day, the lack of love, someone doing spell work on you in a toxic way, you mad and you are worthy. They took your kindness for weakness. They paint you out to be a liar, and you truly wasn't. They try to destroy your character. They try to humiliate you. They try to play you close not to see you becoming your best self vision of yourself. But when you're truly praying for yourself, not against yourself, when you're not hurting yourself with your own words to dim your light, you mad and you are worthy. Don't get discouraged, regardless of the trauma and pain that was endured with you from a child point of view, and it went into your adulthood. Someone didn't know how to love you. Someone didn't know how to show up for you. Someone didn't show you that you was worthy. Someone showed you at the end of the day that, wow, trust issues made you feel like I can't trust nobody. But trusting yourself at the end of the day became your priority. And you didn't have malicious intentions because someone went against you. Childhood wounds are real. You mad and you're worthy, don't get discouraged. And I say that respectfully. When it comes to that guardian, don't dim your light when it comes to becoming your best self vision of yourself. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. It's not. The lack of love. Don't dim your light to hurt yourself with words. Find you to show up for you to how to treat yourself right with no malicious intentions. You matter and you are worthy, and loving yourself is not a crime. So when you're willing and able and allowing yourself to mentally go within to heal the trauma and the pain, just know it would never be an overnight process, let alone it's not a competition. And I say that respectfully because childhood wounds that went into your adulthood, it made you feel like you was a victim. But you matter and you are worthy. You matter. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. You know, being a hater in disguise is so unhealthy. And when someone hates on you, they feel like that you're mad. Because you're willing and able to choose you because God allows you to see another day. They don't understand that, wow, you're walking by faith, not by sight. And you didn't have to discourage your neighbor that day when you knew how to respect somebody with no malicious intentions. They don't understand how you continue to shine within. They would go through different obstacles just to try to dim your light. They would throw spell work at you in a toxic way. They would try to humiliate you, disrespect you, throw lies on your name. And you was forever real and true to yourself. And you didn't have malicious intentions. A hater will make you feel at the end of the day, make you feel or try to make you feel that you're not worthy of self. But you got to know the difference when the enemy's in front of you and when God is truly protecting you, because the enemy will get confused at the end of the day that, why is this not working? And I say that respectfully, the good God is not for sale. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And I'm going to say this respectfully. Never live in fear or give up on yourself, because God endured within you confidence. God endured within you wisdom. God endured within you love and kindness and a beautiful spirit. And you didn't have to have malicious intentions, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, because the evil dollar is real. It's the thought process for me. My content is not for everyone. It's not. It's sad and disturbing to see how someone can hate on you so bad and think that you're mad because of the fact that they put this mindset and labeled you already, because they don't have confidence to be themselves. So always be your authentic self, because they can never dim the light within you, regardless if it's a platform or not at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully because what God endured within you, can't nobody take it away from you. And I say that respectfully. Regardless of how powerful someone think they are, when it comes to their pockets at the end of the day, the same way the enemy provides for this individual, the enemy will take it away. The same way God will provide for someone, God will take something away. So you got to be mindful and wise when you're praising certain individuals at the end of the day and thinking you're praising God, and only to realize you're only praising the enemy, and you just became your own worst enemy at the end of the day. Because now you're going to suffer through the pain at the end of the day when it comes to reaping what you're sowing, when it comes to karma. You're wearing the mask and portraying something that you're truly not. And I do not worship the devil, because all money ain't good money. And I'm not against my neighbor. I'm for my neighbor. I don't have to have malicious intentions. Good day, bad day, all misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. I do not have no type of hate in my blood for my neighbor. And I say that respectfully, because I want everybody to elevate. But it's so disturbing to see how someone would try to discourage an innocent person that doesn't have to play victim, an innocent person who's becoming their best self, vision of themselves, an innocent person who had so many obstacles that was placed in front of them that was supposed to make them dysfunctional, mentally unstable. They wasn't supposed to have self-awareness. They were supposed to be in a mindset of living in fear. They were supposed to be in the mindset of having anxiety when they get up every single day. They were supposed to be in the mindset of not being able to take care of themselves. And I say that respectfully, because this is what the enemy portrayed this person to be. This is what the enemy set this person up to be. The enemy will set you up, and I say that respectfully, and you'll be so surprised how good looking the enemy looks when it comes to attack you. You gotta always protect your energy. I'm far from a hater. And I say that respectfully. I don't gotta have malicious intentions towards my neighbor. I wish you well. Because everybody's not meant to be part of your journey, and that's okay. But when you start speaking up for yourself, when you start loving yourself, when you start choosing yourself, and you never have malicious intentions, or when the enemy tries to attack you, when the enemy is antagonizing your character, they don't like the fact that how can you continue to get up? How do you continue to strive? How do you continue to choose yourself, to better yourself? How do you continue to mean what you're saying and saying what you mean at the end of the day, that you're truly walking by faith? Who is protecting you? They don't understand. And especially when you're real like popular loner and you ain't got to manipulate nobody or gaslight nobody, because you can't pick up the phone and call somebody and say, you know what, I need a hug today. Because that same person on the other side of the phone at the end of the day that disrespected you, humiliated you, made you feel like you wasn't worth it at the end of the day, they the same folks at the end of the day that go back to he say, she say at the end of the day, and is telling and is making a false narrative of who you not. All because they trying to control the narrative and try to control you. They abuse you. They manipulated you. They mentally abused you, regardless if it's family or not. And I say this respectfully because this type of stuff happens every single day. And I say this respectfully. I'm not doing this for likes and views or a comment. And I say that respectfully because at the end of the day, God got me. God got me. It's the thought process for me. How people watch you within watching you at the end of the day, and they can't even be themselves, but they got so much to say about someone's sexual orientation at the end of the day. You taking notes on me at the end of the day. How I show up for me, to use it for your day-to-day activities at the end of the day. And that's not truly who you are mentally. You're mentally unstable. And I say that respectfully. If the shoe fit, wear it. Because you don't put no fear in my heart. Not even a little bit. Your pockets running low. They ain't got nothing to do with me. You're mentally unstable, don't know how to find peace within. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But you ain't got to discourage me through your process at the end of the day. Because you don't know me, and I don't know you, neighbor. And because I don't know you at the end of the day, neighbor, I don't got to disrespect you. I don't got to play you close. I don't got to do all of this weird stuff playing with spellwork at the end of the day to make you dysfunctional. I hope and pray at the end of the day things work out in your favor for the better. But be your authentic self. You cannot be somebody that you're truly not. Whatever's going on mentally in your life at the end of the day, that ain't got nothing to do with me, neighbor. You did it to yourself. You allow the evil dollar to destroy you. You allow certain folks to get into your ears or whoever you got around you at the end of the day, and it became the norm to make yourself mentally unstable. You don't even know how to love yourself. You're trying to be somebody that you're not, and you can't keep up with yourself. Saying that you're so real at the end of the day, only for your mask to fall off and you fall short when it comes to common sense. What a behavior. It's a thought process to me. This type of stuff happens every single day. And it's sad and disturbing to see at the end of the day how someone that that's financially stable at the end of the day or not can be jealous off of an innocent person that's truly minding their business, and they ain't gotta play victim at the end of the day. When they knew how to respect their neighbor, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. It's a thought process to me. This type of stuff happens every single day. How you jealous of me because I tie my shoe different. I choose myself to better myself, to understand what a rejection is, that you wasn't supposed to be part of my lane, and that's okay. Because God showed me what you was doing. God allowed it to go on for so long because God said, watch this. Watch this within watching this. Watch these fools fall into the trap. They thought they was trapping you. They was going to sell your soul off to somebody at the end of the day because they all wrapped up in something that they shouldn't be wrapped up in for an evil dollar to live a life. And at the end of the day, they not at peace with themselves. They gotta make someone mentally unstable to make themselves happy, for them to for themselves to feel good about themselves. That they discourage somebody, but they want that projection to be done on them. But they got the audacity to do it to an innocent person who was kind and respectful, who didn't have malicious intentions. They had to pay this person, that person, to play somebody close to see what's going on with this person. And these folks that they went to, they can't even keep up with their own self. This type of stuff happens every single day. It's the thought process for me. I love myself and I ain't got to wear a mask, and I say that respectfully. I can only be myself. And I say that respectfully. I pray for me, not against me. And I pray for my neighbor in the most healthiest way, not against my neighbor, because every prayer is not a good prayer. So you have to be mindful and wise, protecting you at the end of the day. When someone says, God bless you, you'll be so surprised at the end of the day. What? They projected negative energy on you. It's a thought process to me. Always protect your energy. When God shows up, God shows you at the end of the day who is truly not meant to be part of your lane, who's truly not meant to be part of your table. And I say that respectfully, regardless to what trauma and pain you was endured. You say you want better for yourself. You're praying for yourself, not against yourself. You went from a non-believer to a believer. You're not manipulating the good God because the good God ain't for sale. They try to discourage you with spell work. They try to humiliate you, lie on your name. They try to make you believe at the end of the day you needed to live in fear. They was going to bring harm and pain towards you at the end of the day, gang stalk you. But God was truly showing you the way. Yeah, you had lack of love and abandonment issues when it came from a child point of view. And it went into your adulthood. But they would never understand how God truly chose you. And you ain't got to manipulate God at the end of the day. It's real life people out here that are true real life popular loners, and they're not doing it for likes and views. And I say that respectfully. And if you felt bothered by me at the end of the day, that has nothing to do with me. Evidently, I'm bothering the demon that's within you. And that has nothing to do with me. It just goes to show you at the end of the day who you worship, who you chase behind at the end of the day over evil dollar. You don't got self-control, saying that you so real at the end of the day. A real individual, and I say this respectfully, they ain't worried about the next person's pockets. They not worried about the next person elevating because they too busy worried about elevating and finding themselves to better their health. They too worried about the end of the day. I know how to respect my neighbor. Let me help my neighbor with no malicious intentions. We are all not the same. That's why you got to be careful when you use that word real and common sense at the end of the day, because these folks that say they're grown and adults at the end of the day, regardless if they have children or not, It's so much they lack when it comes to self-control that they don't have. It's a thought process to me. This type of stuff happens every single day. If the shoe fit, wear it. You know how many people I done came across in my journey? From a child point of view into my adulthood. You know how many people I done came across that's weird? That had malicious intentions? It's not only just you. It's the thought process to me. How people put themselves in a box and swear up and down you talking about them at the end of the day. Evidently, if the shoe fit, then wear it. Because you must be part of the crew who went up against me at the end of the day. With your malicious intentions having ass. Only to realize you rejected yourself with your own pain at the end of the day. Something that you couldn't face was your reality. It wasn't an even exchange. You put me in secret competition with you at the end of the day, only for you to realize, dang, I wasn't part of the race, and you can't even keep up anymore because of the fact that, dang, God ain't protecting you. Because you worshiping the devil at the end of the day, the enemy. When it come to your pain, you gotta dim somebody light, only to realize you're the one crying. You was laughing at the end of the day, but you only made yourself feel funny inside. Because you're trying to understand your pain. It be the thought process for me. You rejected yourself when it came to your trauma, only to realize you was out here playing games when it came to your lives at the end of the day. It be the thought process for me. Always be yourself. Individuals despise people who can be their authentic self and they ain't gotta try hard. I'm sorry, not sorry. That's what God endured within me to be genuine and true at the end of the day. I ain't gotta wear a mask to gaslight innocent people to play victim. Oh, I know how to take accountability for I know how to take accountability for my actions. I ain't gonna blame this substance abuse at the end of the day. Or that substance abuse at the end of the day. Lack of love, moms and pops wasn't in my life. Well, I gotta treat my neighbor not right. You're whack and corny. And I say that respectfully because you pick and choose who you want to bully, weirdo. And I said what I said. It's a thought process to me. This is why folks don't like you at the end of the day. Because you choosing yourself to better yourself. You love yourself correctly and you mean what you say. You stand on business to become your best self vision of yourself, not to dim your light. And it's sad and disturbing to see how certain folks at the end of the day that say they so real allow this behavior to go on and they entertain it at the end of the day. Like, wait, hold on. You a hater? So if you a hater at the end of the day, why you bothering the innocent person? When you start to question yourself, regardless if it's being done on you or not at the end of the day, when you start to question yourself, I forgot people lack common sense when it comes to self-awareness. It's a thought process for me. My content ain't for everybody. Get out of here. Loving yourself is not a crime. And I say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. So never get discouraged at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. When you truly mean what you say at the end of the day, you're praying for yourself. You know how it feels not to have folks rooting for you at the end of the day. When you're your biggest cheerleader and God is truly showing you the way. The energy is different. God works in mysterious ways. Be mindful and wise when judging a book by its cover. Be mindful and wise when trying to kick your neighbor down. Because that same animosity that you're projecting into the universe at the end of the day, it's going to come right back to you. And I say that respectfully. It's the thought process to me. It's going to come right back to you. And then you out here doing spell work in a toxic way on an innocent person. On an innocent person. And I would hate to know that you have children. You have children. And it's so sad to say that people be like, oh, well, I'm protecting my baby. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to mine. You can't always protect your baby. And spell work gets real deep at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. Someone can be projecting spell work on your baby at the end of the day because of your karma. And you won't even be able to recognize your baby, thinking your baby got an illness. And the doctors can't figure out what's going on with your baby. And only realize it was your karma. Because this type of stuff happens every single day. And I say that respectfully. This type of stuff happens every single day. When someone doesn't like you, or when someone's trying to get back at you, you know that unhealthy relationship that you had, or whatever the case may be? Somebody in somebody's family knew root work at the end of the day. And they like, oh, word, you put your hands on my baby? I'm going to get you. Not only I'm going to get you, but I'm going to get you. I'm going to make you feel it. So now it may not affect you physically, but it affects your baby that you can't protect from that spiritual world. Regardless to what priest you go to, regardless to what doctor you go to, regardless to what healer you go to, regardless to who a terror you go to. Because after a while, going to these folks at the end of the day, they'll be like, yo, I can't help you. I don't know what you did, who you bothered, or whatever the case may be, but I can't help you. I can't remove the spell work. And you're going to be like, spell work? Yeah, you went up against a powerful spirit. You went up against somebody at the end of the day that you shouldn't have been playing with. Because everybody's not to be played with. Never judge a book by its cover. And I'm going to say this respectfully. I don't play with spell work in a toxic way. I got better things to do. I'm just saying. And a lot of folks at the end of the day, when you know, you know. And you got better things to do at the end of the day. You don't got time to be playing with spell work on people at the end of the day. Regardless if they're your enemy or not. You don't got time for all that. It's too much energy, time consuming, keeping up with at the end of the day. Is it working? Is it working? Is it working? Like it's probably folks right now watching me within watching me. Is it working? No. What happened? People will prey on your downfall. They will want you to be homeless. They will want you to be homeless. They will want you to be financially unstable. They will want your love life to go in shambles. They will want so much negative stuff to happen to you. They want everything that you touch not to work out in your favor. It's a thought process for me. This type of stuff happens every single day. And I would never sit here and wish bad on an innocent baby, regardless if it's a child or not, and that child becomes an adult. You shouldn't want that for your child either. So you got to be mindful when you're listening to somebody trying to get a quick little dollar or whatever the case may be, because spell work is really real at the end of the day. And some people know how to break that curse, and some people don't. And I say that respectfully. Some people don't know how to break a curse when it comes to spell work. You know how many folks came to me already and they had spell work done on them because they so evil, they so weird. Can you help me? No. Your name is on a list though, all the way in the back of the line with God. And I say what I said, and I said what I said, because you out here playing with spell work. You out here playing with spell work, trying to deteriorate somebody, trying to discourage somebody when you can't even see for yourself. I wanted to say so much now. I just wanted to say so much just now, but I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be real nice. People are so wicked and evil. You jealous of the next person, so you gotta do spell work on them. You know how many people come to me to remove the spell work? They done dealt with people overseas because someone overseas done did spell work on them. And they can't even look at their own self-reflection. They don't even know how to love themselves. They put on a mask at the end of the day. They put on a mask. And you'll be so surprised who these folks are. You'll be like, wait, what? It's a thought process to me. Like, wait, why would you do that? Exactly. Why would you do that? And I can't help you because you got to deal with your karma. Because it's deeper than what you did. It's how you did it, why you did it, the time frame you did it. It goes so deep. And especially when you're bothering an innocent person, or especially when you're trying to come up on an evil dollar at the end of the day to get far in life, and only for your ass to still be in a jar. You're going to this tarot practice, this tarot reader, this healer, this doctor that you thought was a doctor, only for them to psych you out your thought process, and you can't even remove the spell. Because some people at the end of the day, when they're a real tarot reader at the end of the day, and when they're a real spiritualist person, when they come to that karma, some people ain't going, that dollar don't care. They don't care about that dollar. They don't care about that dollar. And they don't care to help you because they don't want to be dealing with your karma. That's your karma. Helping you at the end of the day is being projected on them. And they got to protect themselves 20 times more because they got to remove something from you. All the years of bad stuff that you done did. And God knows how long you've been doing it for because you're a liar. You're a manipulator. And you know who you are. If the shoe fit, wear it. It's so many people that come to me on a regular, to get spell work removed. And I can honestly say it's only a handful that I'm able to help. Because when I'm being rejected, it's for my protection. I can't help all of you. I can't. Because you dig yourself in a ditch at the end of the day that you can't get yourself out of. And it's so bad. You did love spells on folks. What's wrong with you? How you psyching somebody out their own free will? And majority that come to me is jealousy. That is weird. So you deserve all the karma that you dished yourself at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, no dollar in this world will allow me to lose myself because of you. And I say that respectfully. So be mindful and wise when you come to me removing spell work at the end of the day. I don't care how much money you're paying me. I don't care. I have a beautiful spirit. I have a beautiful heart. And one thing I'm going to forever be is true to myself. You got to be mindful and wise how you treat folks. You got to be mindful and wise who you're going up against at the end of the day. Just because you think someone is slow, stupid, retarded, or you're thinking you're taking someone's kindness for weakness at the end of the day, and they're just being a genuine person, something that you're not used to, you got to play with spell work. Because you having these mental crises with yourself, because you don't have the proper self-awareness to respect yourself. You don't have confidence within yourself, something that you lack. And you don't understand how someone is mentally strong and you're trying to be like them, but you can't. This type of stuff happens every single day and it's disgusting. So you witches that are bad, you voodoo priests, and you do that, play with that spell work or whatever spell work you play with at the end of the day. You put a name in your book. Be mindful who you playing with, because not everybody's to be played with. God showed me at the end of the day, I went in as a test dummy on situations. A test dummy. A test dummy. Because, you know, we all test dummies. You'd be so surprised, like, wait, hold on. You're like, you know, when you go to the doctor and they experiment on you, playing with your blood and stuff. I'm not scared of the devil. I'm not scared of the enemy. Not even a little bit. But we all test dummies. If you believe it or not. And because we all test dummies at the end of the day, who gonna fail or not? Ain't no race. Because I don't want to be part of the test dummy squad anyway. It's a thought process for me. I ain't signed up for this. And you didn't sign up for this. But you was psyched out your will. Yes, you was. Your free will. And my content is not for everybody. It's not. But this type of stuff happens every single day. And I'm going to say something. If you're having an identity crisis right now, and you've been having it for a while, but you never told nobody about it, I truly hope that you find yourself and be your authentic self with no malicious intentions. Be mindful and wise when getting information from certain folks that play with spell work at the end of the day, and they tell you, don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of it. You got to be mindful and wise at the end of the day. Whatever they trying to play with is so weak within weak at the end of the day, it ain't working out in their favor. So they use you as a test dummy. to go up against your neighbor, and only for you to realize, dang, you ain't gonna win. And only for you to realize your neighbor wasn't part of the race. You were just trying to dim their light, discourage them. And you're throwing spell work at somebody at the end of the day, only to realize that, wow, hold on 1 second. I ain't feeling too well today. Doctors can't figure out what's wrong with you. Got this bad headache. All of a sudden, can't figure out what's going on with your body. This hurt, that hurt. What's going on with me? Face breaking out really bad. Oh, what's going on? Portraying somebody that you're not. All because you went up against somebody and you wasn't protected. Regardless to what this idiot just told you, don't worry about that person. I'm going to take care of them. And only to realize they can't take care of God's child. They can't take care of the chosen one, the real chosen one, the real one. The real chosen one. Because everybody is not the chosen one. They're not. Everybody is not the chosen one. They can manipulate to act like they're the chosen one, but everybody is not the chosen one, because the chosen one doesn't discourage their neighbor. The chosen one doesn't have to humiliate their neighbor and bring them down or try to dim their confidence. They ain't got to act like they're a popular loner to get likes and views at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. Everybody's not the chosen one. You may be a child of God, but you're not the chosen one. And my content is not for everybody. But this type of stuff happens every single day when someone acts like they're the chosen one at the end of the day. And they portray themselves to be something that they truly not. How could you possibly be the chosen one at the end of the day and you're out here hurting innocent people? You're out here being a hate in disguise at the end of the day. The chosen one don't move like that. What? The chosen one standing on business at the end of the day. It's a thought process to me. And I say that respectfully. My content ain't for everybody. Now back to you. I say this respectfully. I hope you truly find your identity. Because you're having an identity crisis right now. And you're not telling nobody about it. And you dished your own self, your own karma. You did. And I truly hope that one day that you see your way through it to better days ahead. You became your own worst enemy because you allowed the enemy to walk into your life and discourage you. You allowed the enemy to paint this picture that sounded so beautiful. Ooh, it sounds so good. You're like, yeah, that might sound good. Yeah, I can have this. Yeah, I can have that. But now you ain't got a heart. Now your spirit is all bent out of shape. You're so detached from yourself. And then you got this group of people amongst you, or whatever the case may be, and they just like, this is really like this. With a mask on, though. Because nobody's happy in real life. Nobody's happy. Everybody's miserable. Everybody's broke. Not, but they beyond broke. They spiritually broke. They spiritually broke. Physically broke. Emotionally broke. They so broke beyond broke, it don't make no sense. Because now what happens is, because nobody can't manifest anything. Everybody was energy and manifesting energy, harvesting off one person's energy to make things happen. And that person can't even see for themselves. So y'all gotta go out there and find certain individuals at the end of the day to play them close and act like y'all so invested in, and y'all not. Y'all portraying somebody in the most unhealthiest way, acting like y'all family and all types of stuff. This type of stuff happens every single day when you least expect it. It's so unhealthy. And then you go to this spiritual person or whatever who's a tarot reader, and they ain't even got it together. And they telling you a whole bunch of lies because they go into this, they copying this reader, they copying that reader, and they keep saying, oh, somebody keeps stealing my work. Somebody keeps stealing my work. Shut your ass up. Ain't nobody stealing your goddamn work. You stealing everybody else's work and just putting two and two together in a day. Because you don't know your own identity. You don't even know yourself. You don't even love yourself. Out here talking about, oh, somebody about to be homeless. No, it's you that's homeless. And you projected your homelessness on somebody else. But you're sitting there saying you're on vacation at the end of the day. You know, this type of stuff happens every single day when you least expect it. How someone projects what's going on in their life onto innocent people. So now people got to deal with other folks' karma. When they say, that's my tribe. That's my tribe. You don't do that to your tribe. You don't manipulate your tribe. You don't discourage your tribe. Act like you're so for your tribe. It's about likes. Likes, subscribe. That's what they do. Because at the end of the day, it's your reality. You can't be somebody that you're not. And I say that respectfully. If the shoe fit, wear it. You know, this type of stuff happens every single day. And if I'm bothering you with my energy, evidently it's you. I'm triggering something within you to bother you. It's you. You're the problem. You're the problem. You know, this type of stuff happens every single day. That's why you got to be mindful and wise what tarot readers you go to, what spiritual healers you go to, because certain folks, at the end of the day, are not for you. And I say that respectfully. You're thinking your neighbor is praying for you. You're thinking your neighbor is uplifting you, and they're going against you. But it's always a matter of time at the end of the day that, wow, hold on. Wait, neighbor, you're not making sense today. Because you just said, yeah, you heard what they said. One thing about Niyah Genuine Love Respect, I never switch up. For what? I'm going to always be my authentic self. I ain't got to hide nothing. I ain't got to lie to my neighbor. For what? It's a thought process for me. But everybody's not like you when you real. You know, you that person that stay in your lane and mind your business, and you know how to respect your neighbor with no malicious intentions. And you're just asking for the proper guidance when it comes to certain directions. Because sometimes we need that extra booster from our neighbor when it comes to encouragement of wisdom at the end of the day. Allowing our neighbor to see us the right way. Just like I went to this therapist one time. Sitting there with the therapist, I had to reevaluate my whole entire life. Say to myself is, why am I here? I'm confused. How did I become your therapist and you supposed to be helping me? Payroll need to be switched over to me. Because, ma'am, sir, what's going on? It should be no reason why you sitting in this chair right now crying. It should be no reason right now why you so emotionally distressed right now. And I'm supposed to be feeling this way. How did the energy switch over? Because of what I got going on at the end of the day. What happened? I thought I was the patient. And you was the doctor. It's a thought process to me. Sounds like you need a prescription. That's why I say everybody's not for you. They're not. And I say this to say this, neighbor. If you're having an identity crisis, because people swear up and down. They say gay people be having an identity crisis. They don't know what they want right now. Certain folks, they don't know what they want. We know that. Certain folks don't know what they want. But to the innocent person who loves themselves and knows what they want out of life at the end of the day, and they ain't trying to hurt nobody, let alone discourage nobody, you got to be mindful and wise when judging them. And I say that respectfully. That's like me judging someone who's straight at the end of the day. Why would I do such a thing? You ain't do nothing to me yet. It's a thought process for me. I'm not against my neighbor. I'm for my neighbor. That's the difference. I don't have to portray somebody that I'm not. I don't have to manipulate nobody and act like I'm somebody that I'm not. My same energy when I first started this platform, and from from Instagram to here and to TikTok or whatever the case may be, and from Facebook, I say this respectfully. I never switched up. And when I walk into people's lives, I never switched up. But everybody else at the end of the day, they switched up. And that's the God honest truth. The same folks that switched up was the ones who manipulated me, took my kindness or weakness. At the end of the day, I speak upon certain things. At the end of the day, I'm pointed as I'm the crazy one. I'm pointed as I'm the wrong one. I'm pointed as that. So you know what God does at the end of the day? When God truly protects you and shows you at the end of the day, no, baby, you wasn't the problem. I got your back. I got you. I got you. God shows you how long you're supposed to be in somebody's life. God shows you at the end of the day, certain folks can't come on your journey with you because they're going to mistreat you and abuse you and manipulate you and make you feel like you're not worthy. It's a thought process to me. But how God works, God will send all the right people into your life with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. Because when you're praying for yourself and not against yourself, you're asking for certain things to be placed in your life to say, you know what? I am worthy of this. I am worthy of this. I value me. So when I value me and I show up for me to love me correctly, the ones who I love and the ones who I'm going to respect, because I love me so much, is going to show up for me, and respect's going to be a two-way street. I can never sit here and be disrespectful and laugh in my neighbor's face, because people do this type of stuff. They laugh at people's pain. You've been sexually assaulted. You know what I heard from someone one time, and it was so disrespectful? It wasn't my situation, but it was somebody else's situation. Oh, that's why you got raped. Ooh. I felt that. I ain't have to know the person to understand at the end of the day. How dare you? That's disrespectful. You got raped? Like, that's good for you that you got raped. What do you mean? What you mean? And that's somebody that you ate with. That's somebody that you laughed with. That's someone that you hung out with. That's someone that you confide in. And you say that that's good for them, and then you turn around and say you was just joking. You know, because people are ignorant like that. They would say something disrespectful to you and then turn around and say, you know what? I was just joking. No, you was not. No, you was not. How could you joke about someone's pain? How could you joke about humiliating somebody? How could you joke about what someone experienced in their life and what they endured that brought them to the mindset or almost psyching themselves that they own freedom? And they thought they was able to confide in somebody that they looked up to or they respected. But all for you to do is sit there and take their kindness for weakness. That's all you did. Was sit there and take their kindness for weakness. This type of stuff happens every single day. I could never sit here and say I'm somebody's friend and laugh about them being homeless. You know that type of stuff happens every single day. When you least expect it. What's so funny behind that? What's funny about someone being homeless? What's funny about their situation? If anything, if you're a real friend, you will help your neighbor. You wouldn't laugh at their pain. Because you know when a shoe is on the opposite side at the end of the day, when it comes to rotation, because you know life happens to the best of us, you wouldn't want nobody to laugh at you. You will want somebody to help you. And I say that respectfully. This type of stuff happens every single day, and then an idiot gonna sit there and say, I was just joking. What? What's funny? Where was the joke at? I forgot to laugh. This type of stuff happens every single day. It does. And I say this respectfully, I'm not doing this for likes and views. I'm not doing this for manipulation at the end of the day. Today is September 3rd, Tuesday, 2024. It's 5:16 a.m. My content is not to be used for manipulation. My content is not to be used just for likes and views, because I'm not doing it for the money at the end of the day. I'm doing this to help my neighbor, let my neighbor know at the end of the day that they matter and they are worthy. And don't ever allow someone to allow you to feel like you need to live in fear. You need to give up. You need to be discouraged because someone has a lack of self-respect for themselves. It's a thought process to me. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. It's not. So don't ever get discouraged by the enemy at the end of the day, regardless if it's your family or not, because you'll be so surprised when your own family is going up against you at the end of the day. Some people make it through, some people don't. And you was part of the people who made it through because God allowed you to see another day. A lot of people are not mentally strong. And I say that respectfully because they sit there and they psych themselves at their own freedom. And they're not doing it for likes and views. They're not doing it for attention seeking at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. It's not. Neighbor, regardless of my sexual orientation at the end of the day, we may not pray the same. But I know how to respect my neighbor. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. Because, you know, all money ain't good money. It's not. And to discourage somebody and kick them down for an evil dollar at the end of the day, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And God has never been for sale. God has never been for sale. Never. You'd be so surprised, all these folks that took funds from innocent people, right? How much karma they dealing with right now. Because they're reaping what they sow. They put themselves in a mindset and allowing the devil, allowing the enemy that they so preach about at the end of the day. They lost themselves. They don't even know how to show up to love themselves anymore. Before the fame, before the dollars, they didn't even know who they was. So when they got into the mindset saying, someone came to them and say, you know what? I could give you a couple of dollars if you do minister this and do that and do this and do that. But they got into this mindset, they was never for the people. They was only out for self. And when you're out for self at the end of the day, you only shortchange yourself. When you're supposed to be helping the people. Why should you have to come to me at the end of the day for a prayer and pay for it? Ask for protection and pay for it. When someone is doing the good God's job and they're not going against their neighbor, they're trying to uplift their neighbor, let their neighbor know that neighbor, everything is mentally going to be all right. Because your mental is what God wants you to see. It's recognizing your faith. So you'll be able to understand balance. You'll be able to understand self-awareness. You'll be able to understand self-control, that you know what? I got control of me. And God is seeing you through it because you're praying for yourself, not against yourself. And you got somebody in your life that's showing you the proper guidance and showing you at the end of the day, I ain't dimming your light. I'm showing you how bright your light truly is. Because God is not for sale. These same people that's in these churches or whatever the case may be, and I said what I said. They're not for the community. Because if they was for the community at the end of the day, a lot of stuff beyond things that's going on within the community at the end of the day, it would be peaceful. Folks will respect each other, regardless of their culture, their religion, their sexual orientation, their disability, or their age. Folks will respect other individuals' lame at the end of the day. There's so much chaos going on within chaos at the end of the day. Don't nobody respect the next person, or let alone the next person's culture. Someone always in competition, trying to outdo the next person. Folks talking about they real at the end of the day. Folks talking about they real at the end of the day. But they not. They wearing a mask. They put on this persona at the end of the day. God ain't for sale. God is for the community, not against it. And I say that respectfully. Certain individuals won't understand or comprehend what I'm saying. It should be no reason why someone's being sexually assaulted under the Lord's house. No, that's the devil's house. How you get a ministry at the end of the day, you're hurting innocent children. You're hurting innocent victims. And then you gotta pay this person off, pay that person off, pay this person off, pay that person off, so they can shut up. Oh, someone doesn't have food today. So now you're running a sex operation in this and under what is supposed to be the Lord's house. How does that work? I'm not scared to speak on certain things. And I don't live in fear. I don't think I'm better than the next person at the end of the day. But when is enough going to be enough? When will we be able to go into a space and be ourselves with no malicious intentions, where our whoever's over us that's supposed to be showing us the way, not to go against us? You know how many ministries I done been to regardless of my sexual orientation? And so much negative things you hear. Why go to, they say, I got to see it for myself to believe it. But why should you have to experience what someone else have been through when it comes to abuse, manipulation, at the end of the day, for you to see at the end of the day, this is not for you? Because it should be no reason why your neighbor should not feel safe in an environment, in a community, because of this type of behavior when it comes to this negative energy that they said was the norm for so long, while the enemy just sits back and allows us to become the norm. And they put certain folks in position at the end of the day to go against the community for an evil dollar. And that's not how God created us to be. God did not create us to kick each other down. God did not create us to go against each other, to have hate in our heart at the end of the day. Some of you don't even have a heart. Some of you can't even recognize your heart to even know if it's even working. That's how real it is. Oh, and then you use the word, I'm real. Only to realize you can't level up to what you're saying at the end of the day. Because if you're so real at the end of the day, you'll be so far in life without an evil dollar. You'll be so far in life without being misguided. If you're so real at the end of the day. Folks saying I'm so real, I wouldn't care if you got kids or not at the end of the day, because you're not real. Because a real individual ain't gotta discourage their neighbor. You ain't gotta have malicious intentions, let alone have hate in your heart towards an innocent person. You don't gotta have hate in your heart. Why you got hate in your heart? And you say you're a child of God. You say you a God. I'm a God. I'm a God. What? Shut your ass up. How you a God and you destroying your own character at the end of the day? You don't even take yourself serious. Oh, please. People kill me. But this type of stuff happens every single day. It does. And the enemy created this. The enemy set this up for it to be as is, for us to be divided, for us not to respect each other. And it's so sad how the enemy created a mindset for certain individuals to be gang stalked when they speak up like this. Ooh, 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 I'm scared. Ooh, I'm so scared. It's a thought process to me. If you allow the enemy to allow you to believe that you're supposed to live in fear, the enemy won. You know, being paranoid is real. And what pisses me off the most is when it comes to, I'm not even going to say it yet. I'm going to wait. Because somebody's watching me within watching me and taking notes so they could use it for themselves. I'll wait. But I got a whole lot to say. But it's a thought process to me. It's certain folks at the end of the day who really need to be protected out here. It really is. And they get overlooked so bad. And I don't like it and I hate it. I do. And you'd be so surprised at the end of the day that when they speak up for themselves, they like it's dimmed. Their words don't mean anything. Their words don't mean nothing because of the fact that the enemy got control over the situation. And the enemy had control over the situation for decades, for years at a time already. And God said enough is enough. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but Judgment Day's here. Judgment Day's been here for a little while now. It has. It has. And it's sad that people don't learn or understand or comprehend that not everybody is to be messed with. They're not. Because trust and believe, if I was to go dibble and dabble, which I'm not, it's just saying, to play with spellwork in a bad way, anybody who ever came up against me, they wouldn't even recognize themselves right now. They wouldn't be able to recognize their own identity. That's how real it is. I don't got time for that. I don't. You know, some people, when it comes to being spiritual at the end of the day, you got some people who use their gifts for good, and then you got some people who use their gifts for bad. And I'm part of the crew. I use my gift for good. Because I can't sit here and go against my neighbor. I can't sit here and go against an innocent person who's minding their business. I can't be a hater. You're prospering in life. You're in your own lane, minding your business. I want what's best for you. I want you to be happy. I want you to see yourself grow. Because that's what you want so bad. That's what you desire. I don't want you to be in the mindset of being depressed, dealing with anxiety, PTSD, sleepless nights. I don't want you to be in the mindset of being homeless, losing everything, being dysfunctional, not having a love life. I want you to have everything that you desire. I don't want to go against you with negative energy. I don't want to destroy your character. I want you to find you and love you and better you. And I say that respectfully, but not everybody has that mindset. They don't. People are so jealous, it don't make no sense. Being jealous and envious is really a disgusting disease. It really is. They don't got no herbs in the world that would take away that type of disease. You just need a whole straight body jacket saying with the prescription diagnosis, doctor, doctor, leave innocent people alone and stay in your lane. Yes, that's what you need. Because at the end of the day, Prayer, it won't help you. Prayer will go over your head. Because now when someone is praying for you, you're taking them as a joke. When someone is praying for you, you wish you was them. You wish you had the courage to be yourself. You're so discouraged, you don't have confidence, then you're the main one screaming, I'm real! Shut your ass up. Ain't nothing real about you. Nothing real about you. Nothing. If you gotta sit here and be a hater in disguise, certain folks will vouch for you and say, oh, you're not a hater. But you sure enough is a hater when you pick and choose when the mask fall off. And you're a bully. That's one uncomfortable combination you got going on. Because how does your mindset set up like that? How? Every day you wake up and you go on to look to check that somebody is not okay. Because you don't want them to be okay. You want them to be in a hospital. You want them to be off the face of the earth. Because you are controlling problems. And certain folks in your life thought this behavior was the norm for so long. So they allow you, they root this type of behavior on when it comes to being jealous and envious at the end of the day. How you gotta copy somebody else at the end of the day. And then you say that somebody big mad because you're disrespecting them. You trying to be them. You trying to be somebody that you're truly not at the end of the day. How can someone be mad at you at the end of the day when they minding their business and you the one that's trying to play them close? Like, make it make sense. It's the thought process to me. Like, how does your mind register like that? And you're the jealous person. You're the person that's envious over somebody else at the end of the day. And then you paint this picture that someone is big mad. How can they be mad at the end of the day when they minding their business? Does that make any sense? It's like, you know, what I realize, regardless if you have kids or not, like, people just lack self-awareness and common sense at the end of the day, and they use this word real. I'm real. You don't even know what that means. You don't. Because when someone shows you a valuable lesson, what real looks like up close in person, you're so bothered by them. Because something that you can't be is real. You want to be real so bad. And you can save your apologies. Because you sat there and played somebody close, only to play in your own face. And that this type of stuff happens every single day. Every single day. This type of stuff happens every single day, and it's so unhealthy. Like, society, we don't need haters. We don't. And especially haters that bring you malicious intentions. And then, you know what I hear? Oh, without your haters, you wouldn't be getting too far in life. Oh my gosh. I don't know what's wrong with you folks. You know how many people lost their life because of a hater? So you mean to tell me that's okay? That behavior is acceptable? Because you don't know how far somebody is willing to go. And it's sad and disgusting to see that this type of behavior happens in family dynamics, relationship dynamics, associate dynamics, and people wind up losing their freaking life. No, I want what's truly for me. That's not going to go against me. That's what I want. A hater, I can care less about them at the end of the day. For likes and views, I can care less. Because you don't understand at the end of the day, until it's your family member or you at the end of the day, someone psyching you out your freedom, then you understand, like, nah, you're doing too much. You're not going to be saying, oh, you know, without my haters, like, it's the ignorancy that people talk about for so many years, and it's disgusting. Why you want somebody to betray you? Why you want somebody to play you close? Why you want somebody to bring you harm? Why? I don't care if you know how to fight or not, or if you know how to defend yourself or not, because people go to the extreme. They may not hurt you, but they will hurt your loved one. They may not hurt you, but they will hurt one of your family or friends at the end of the day. Like, it will go so far. Like, this type of stuff happens every single day. And it's a lot of folks' untold story because of a hater, because someone was envious over somebody at the end of the day. No. I want my hater to stay far away from me. I want that person with envious energy to stay far away from me. I don't care about their likes and views. I don't care about that. That's not what I'm here for. Without your haters, you won't be relevant. What? No. Without the people that's genuine to me, I won't be relevant. Because the people who is truly for me is always going to have my back. They're not going to go against me. They're not going to bring harm towards me. That energy is different. Like, that's why I don't be understanding when folks say they so real at the end of the day. What are you real about? Please make it make sense, ma'am, sir. And then I hear that in a church house, they say, without your haters, your name wouldn't be relevant and all that. Like, wait, what? Yo, what? Are you serious? So why does it have to take for someone to be on the news and y'all find out that the reason why this person is not in existence anymore, and y'all hear the backstory of why this person is non-existent no more, is because of a hater, because someone was envious over them? Then that will make you feel like, you know what, I don't want no haters. Keep them far away from me. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Amen. That's what you'll be saying. God, please protect me from my hater. That's what you need to be saying. Please protect me from my hater. I don't want haters. Save it for your mama. And I say that respectfully. I want what's truly for me. And you should want what's truly for you. Why would you want something to go against you? They could talk negative all day long. You know when you know one thing, when you learn in school and being brought up at the end of the day, they say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never affect me. It's so many nursery rhymes we learned as children about haters. We learned at a young age that we're going to have haters, right? People who are not going to like us. And the reason for it is because the enemy created this mindset. The enemy already had it set up from when we was babies that it's going to be folks going against us. You see how that works? But people won't understand that. That may be go over somebody's head or whatever the case may be. But it's the thought process to me. You got so far in life as a child, but it was a particular child that didn't make it out that schoolhouse to see another year because they cite themselves at their own freedom, because of a bully, because someone was jealous and envious, or someone decided to go home and didn't tell their parent what was going on in that schoolhouse, so they decide to cite themselves at their thought process and their freedom. Because they had a challenge within a challenge that became depression, that became PTSD, and they couldn't take it no more. It became anxiety. It was a rush that was going through this baby. And they felt like the world was against them. You know, certain folks, certain kids say to be so evil because it's going on in their household. Your mother don't like you. Your mother said you're ugly. All these weird things they say because of what's going on in their household. A child will project what's going on within them because they're not being emotionally taken care of properly. And because they're not being emotionally taken care of properly, they got to project this mindset on another innocent baby who mother and father or guardian is showing up for them. They may not have much, but they look decent. They may not have it all, but they're decent. And the class respects them. And because they're well respected in this class, the bully got to do everything to make fun of this person, to make everybody laugh. When the whole entire time ain't nothing was never funny. You know, this type of behavior, it went on for generations after generations until this generation here, as we speak today, it's still going on today. And it's sad because, you know, regardless of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age, it's still going on today. You know, within certain communities, certain folks don't speak upon something because they don't want to be embarrassed to say, you know what? Well, that community of people, their culture go through this, so we don't want to, we don't want to put that type of energy out there and say we going through it too. What is it to hide? You got bullies in your community, you got bullies in your community. You got pedophiles in your community, you got pedophiles in your community. You got these type of folks that do discrimination. It's real. It's beyond real. You got people with mental health problems. That's what they love to hide. They love to hide that. They love to hide that. They got folks in a community when it comes to their culture that got mental health problems. They don't want to be labeled as they're the ones projecting the mental health on their own people. I don't want to say, you know, what culture at the end of the day. I'm not racist, you know, but it's certain cultures who like to hide behind a fence at the end of the day, or a wall, or whatever the case may be. They don't want to be painted out as, you know, our people, we good over here. We good over here. Oh, the most sickest people I ever saw in my life. The most sickest people I saw in my life. But they like to say that this culture, or whatever the case may be, they so dysfunctional, they crazy, and et cetera. Or when it comes to certain other cultures, or whatever the case may be, you know, the Hispanics or whatever, we're not ashamed to say that we got people with mental health problems. We're not ashamed, because it's true. But certain cultures don't want to admit it. They like to hide it. And because they hide it so well, because they got their own, you know, establishment set up, when you know, they hide certain things so well, but they can't hide. These the same folks, you know how like a certain culture get kicked out their household. These folks be the main ones kicking their folks out the household before a certain other culture. You be so surprised. But then they so quick to label and judge at the end of the day. Wow. How we fix the problem? Neighbor. Instead of throwing medication at somebody, a handmade drug. How we fix the problem? I'm not racist. I'm far from racist. But this type of stuff happens every single day. And why does it happen every single day? Because the enemy sits back within sitting back and wants everybody to be divided. Wants everybody to attack each other. Wants everybody to disrespect each other. The enemy doesn't want peace. You know, it's so bigger than culture. And I say that respectfully because Why should it have to take when someone is not racist, right? Why should it have to take for when someone is not racist for someone to deal with discrimination from another culture at the end of the day, and they speak up for themselves at the end of the day, and that person is their own army? When they speak up for themselves, they don't need a whole group of people behind them. You know, people feel intimidated by that, and especially by a woman, because certain cultures at the end of the day, a woman needs to shh, 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 because they tell they women to shh, shh. First of all, I don't know who you think you are. I got common sense. What you're not going to do is play in my face. And that's what they want. They don't want you to speak up because you are a female. And this type of stuff happens every day, even in the job field. And especially if you're not a certain culture at the end of the day. They want to be able to disrespect you. They want to be able to humiliate you. They want to be able to gang up on you. I'm far from racist. I say that respectfully. But it's kind of sad and disturbing to see that you put a female in a position at the end of the day who knows how to run an establishment and run it better than you. But that's when you know at the end of the day how to respect that person, but you don't give her all the respect when it's due. But then when it comes to discrimination and racism at the end of the day, you put the two odds between each other. Two different cultures of women against each other, and you lie on them. And you thought they was going to attack each other. Now you got to correct your lies at the end of the day because you're so used to getting away with something. And you least expected for someone to speak up for themselves. Because you thought they were slow, stupid, and retarded. But this is what they already labeled an innocent person already when it comes to a certain culture. When it comes to a certain culture, and if especially if it's a woman, they're already labeling this person stupid, ignorant, slow, dumb, whatever the case may be. I'm not racist. I'm not. But I can only speak for experience at the end of the day. I done dealt with hate crime, discrimination, violence, bullying by another culture. And I never had to have my brother or my sister have my back at the end of the day. I always showed up for self. Because you know why? If that was the case at the end of the day, you know how the whole diaphragm, how everything would change at the end of the day. If I had my brother and my sister behind my back at the end of the day, none of this stuff will be going on. But we too divided. People against each other. People don't want to be for each other. People are haters. There's too much hate. Jealousy. For what? For what? It ain't got nothing to do about being in a gang. It's uniting. Regardless to what culture you are. Because it's not acceptable. It's not right. How you got people fused, going against each other, arguing and bickering back and forth about what? Because the enemy stepped in and said, you know what? I'm going to control this narrative. I'm going to lie. I'm going to paint this out to be something. And they going to fall for it. 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 I get front seat. Yeah! Only for the fool to realize that, wow, somebody got common sense. This woman said, you didn't do anything to me. You never disrespected me. You never had malicious intentions towards me. That was my first time seeing you. This is my first time having a conversation with you. We both two different religions at the end of the day. But what happened was the enemy wanted us to go against each other. The enemy wanted us to attack each other. The enemy painted a picture at the end of the day that sounded so good. The enemy painted a picture that sounds so good in their book when it came to their mindset. Running their mouth like a female and they say they're a man. For people to be divided. But neighbor said, hold on. What's really going on here? Right? What's going on here? I ain't got no beef with you. What's up? Like, what happened? We could be buddies after this. Like, we good. Like, ain't no beef. You my neighbor. You my neighbor. Exactly. We supposed to live in society and to know at the end of the day, our neighbor respects us. I ain't got no beef with my neighbor. I know at the end of the day, yeah, I come from a different background when it comes to my culture at the end of the day, but I know how to respect my neighbor. I know how to respect my neighbor with no malicious intentions. I know how to respect my neighbor regardless if they're having a good day, a bad day, or a misunderstanding day. It's a thought process to me. Like I said, my content is not for everybody. It's not. It really isn't. But it's sad to say that this type of behavior has been going on for too long, and the good God is not too thrilled. And God is not for sale. And God has never been for sale. And it's so sad and disgusting to see how your neighbor, regardless if it's a man or not, how they don't want to see you elevate when you're in your own lane. But it's more disturbing to see how certain folks, they pick and choose who they want to bully. They pick and choose who they want to be in this box. They may not be threatened by everybody else, but they can pick this one particular person that they're so threatened by at the end of the day. And then you be the main one, the bully, neighbor, that's trying to discourage the innocent person. Because you don't understand how strong-minded this person is because of the obstacles and things that was faced in front of them, how they overcame. And you're jealous at the end of the day. You're envious at the end of the day. But you sit here saying that you real. Ain't nothing real about you. I lost so much respect for certain individuals. I ain't going to say too much detail, but I lost so much respect for certain individuals. And it's disgusting. Be careful when you use that word real. Because ain't nothing real about you. Because if you were so real at the end of the day, you would have checkmated Shorty or whoever the case may be at the end of the day and told him to fall back. That's a real person at the end of the day. Because why are you being jealous? Why are you being a hater for? I don't understand that. Certain folks talking about, I help this person, I help that person. You need to help them and show them at the end of the day. Stop being a hater. Stop being jealous. Talking about you told them to get their life together. Evidently, they not getting their life right at the end of the day. Because if you a hater and you got that animosity within you and you pick and choose who you want to be, who you want to have this animosity towards at the end of the day, it's the mindset for me. Ain't nothing real about you. And you pick and choose at the end of the day who you want to hate on, who you want to be envious over. And then you wear a mask so well. And it became the norm in your vocabulary because of your upbringing. Or even if not your upbringing, a bad habit that you picked up and it became the norm to be a hater. Because someone loves themselves. Love yourself. Someone got confidence. Grow confidence. I wanted to say something else, but I'm be nice. It's a thought process for me. Genuine people gravitate to somebody that ain't got nothing to do with you. Everybody's not meant to be part of certain folks' lives, and that is okay. It really be the thought process to me. It's the one-sided mindset for me. How the enemy allowed us to believe that it was the norm for so long. And then it's sad when you got to do it for $1. It just goes to show you at the end of the day, you're truly mentally far gone. You're gone. Because ain't no way, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, I could be a hater. I cannot. Not even none of my bones. My heart doesn't pump it at all. My heart pumps nothing but genuine love and respect at the end of the day. And it's disgusting because of your upbringing. Everybody's walk of life is different when it came to their challenges. I don't know who taught you to be a hater, whatever the case may be, but nothing is real about you. And then when you turn that animosity into having malicious intentions, where you gotta play somebody close, where you gotta have to send folks towards somebody to see who this person is, and or whatever the case may be, to have malicious intentions. This type of stuff happens every single day, and it's so unhealthy. And it's somebody's case right now that has not been solved because of someone's being a hater. And it's disgusting to see that it was a few cases where it was global regarding someone being a hater. And certain folks still ain't get their life together. Like, you know what? What am I being a hater for? Like, did that ever come across your head? Like, it's not even that serious. Someone just lost their life. Let me change my heart. That person didn't have to do nothing to nobody. Nothing. Besides show up as their authentic self. Loving, genuine, caring person. Regardless if they was a business person or not. They went to school. Their family loved them. They had people who genuinely just loved them. And their life was taken from them. Being a hater for what? I would hate that for your child that you brought into this world. If you have children, if the shoe fit, wear it. And regardless if you have a child or not, it's just a mindset for me that it's just so unacceptable. It really is. But I truly hope and pray that your baby doesn't ever have to experience or endure bullyism ever in their life. Because regardless of how much you want to protect your baby, it was folks in situations at the end of the day, they couldn't protect their baby. They couldn't protect their baby. Everybody's saying what they would have did when if it would have happened. No, you wouldn't. You don't know what you would have did. You don't know what you would have did. And I say that respectfully. Everybody talks a good game until it actually happens. You'll be so mentally so disturbed. Like, yo, like, that's your baby. Your baby not here no more. Your mental state changes. You're not thinking correctly. Your mindset is only going towards your baby. Like, why? Over a hater? A hater? A hater. Someone lost their baby over a hater. They baby they brought into this world to protect and love. Over a hater. They wasn't able to be there to protect their baby when the enemy was attacking them. And it was a hater. It was someone that was envious. So don't tell me what you would have did, because you don't know what you would have did when it's out of your control. When it's out of your control. What you're supposed to do when something is out of your control. Your baby could be overseas somewhere. Your baby can be a few states over. And you talking about what you would have did. You're just trying to get to your baby. And at least hold your baby for the last time. And just wish they never met that person. Or just wish you would have knew who that idiot was. So your child be more of aware, saying, you know what? Everybody's for you. You install that within them all the time. These cases happen every single day. And I say that respectfully. So, to have that animosity towards an innocent person, you really need to check yourself. You do. You really need to check yourself. Someone is gifted than you. Someone truly knows their purpose in life. Someone is truly protected by God. And you try to dim their light. You try to have malicious intentions. Because of an evil dollar. You try to dim somebody's light. You gotta pay this person, pay that person to go up against one person. Then you gang stalk somebody. Then you're sending certain folks to this individual to watch them within watching them. But you would never tell the truth. But trust and believe God saw you. You know, people don't understand. We live in a spiritual world. It's really people out here that's really gifted, not the karmics. There's real people out here that's really gifted. So be mindful and wise when you're going up against somebody. And everybody is not the chosen one. They're not. You can manipulate everybody else around you. But the real ones know who is who. And I say that respectfully. Not the ones who's sitting there begging for likes. Begging for someone to subscribe to their channel. Someone not out here stealing from somebody at the end of the day. When it comes to their content. Someone not out here picking and choosing who they want to bully. And I say that respectfully. I said what I said, and I'm not taking it back. Checkmate. People always talking about they out here playing chess when it come to life, but don't know the game. It's a thought process to me, because when you're real, you move off of strength. When you're real, you move off of the mindset. At the end of the day, I gotta be wise to know at the end of the day, to have self-awareness and to respect my neighbor, to stay in my lane, to understand my position. When you're out here making baby moves and you're still on the checkerboard, on the difficult board, and you ain't going nowhere. A lot of you folks have that mindset, I'm playing chess out here. If you was playing chess out here, you wouldn't have to kick your neighbor down at the end of the day, or let alone be a hater or be envious towards somebody at the end of the day. If that was the case, if you was out here making boss moves at the end of the day, a real boss ain't no hater. And I said what I said. A real boss ain't no hater. What you being a hater for? For what? Hating my blood? Hating on you for what? And I ain't gotta wear a mask to hate on you at the end of the day, let alone hide my hands. It's the thought process for me. And I said what I said. And I ain't taking it back. That's the problem with you folks at the end of the day. I don't know who schooled you. It's the thought process for me. Check yourself and leave innocent people alone. Because if you knew better, you'd do better. But evidently, you don't got the proper guidance in you at the end of the day. And whoever's brainwashing you or telling you certain things at the end of the day, they need a reality check too. Because a real boss will be far from a hater. It ain't in their blood, let alone. It ain't in their conscience. Weirdo. And I said what I said. It's the thought process to me. But you the chosen one. Woo! Okay. It's the thought process to me. I'm just a messenger. It's real life. A real boss is far from a hater. A real boss, at the end of the day, ain't gotta discourage nobody. They ain't gotta kick nobody down. They don't. It's bigger than moving in silence. Respect goes a long way. And I said what I said. I gotta go. It's the thought process for me. Checkmate. Save your apologies. Respectfully. That's why folks don't like me. Because when you too real at the end of the day, and you being your authentic self, and you ain't got malicious intentions at the end of the day, they don't like the fact that you have confidence. They don't like the fact that you truly love yourself. You're truly at peace with yourself. Things that was supposed to discourage you at the end of the day only allowed you to. Gotta go. Yo, I crack myself up because you folks are funny and weird. Respectfully. Talking about you real. Nowhere near it. And I said what I said. Niyah Genuine Love Respect. I am the original owner of all my content. I don't need a bunch of people around me. I don't need a bunch of people around me to do content. That's first and foremost. So nobody ever put me on game. I picked up a camera and I just started recording. Nobody ever told me how to do this at the end of the day. I did it myself. So you can't take credit for what I do. All my content that I come up with, I'm the original owner. I sit here, I ain't got nothing written down. I ain't gotta pick up a phone and say, you know what, what's good content for today? I need some content. I need content. Oh, I need content. I need content. Nah, I know how to think for myself. Because I chose myself to better myself, to show my neighbor at the end of the day, know your worth. Never allow someone to discourage you. Understand you're lame at the end of the day when you ain't trying to project pain. Your energy is different. When you ain't got to run game. Having malicious intentions, nah. I understood at the end of the day, to respect my neighbor. That energy is different. It's the thought process for me. Can't nobody take what I got in store within me but God, the good God. And God ain't for sale. And I said what I said. And I ain't taking it back. So I don't care if you come over here to bother me within bother me. talking about all this negative stuff at the end of the day, because I'm going to always be myself. I never switched up at the end of the day. Something that you couldn't be was being yourself. You lack self-awareness, try to disrespect me, only to roll out the dang, you asking for forgiveness on your knees, and I say that respectfully, judging a book by its cover, dang, neighbor. Now you truly feel like a sucker at the end of the day, with your low IQ score at the end of the day. They call me wacky, they call me corny at the end of the day. I didn't care about what he say, she say had to say. Because I love me. I'm rooting for me. Regardless who's going to go against me, I choose me. It's a thought process for me. Never allow someone to discourage you or dim your light. And I say that respectfully. It's a thought process for me. They talking about they watching you within watching you. Who cares? What they gonna do to me? Because God got me covered, and I say that respectfully. Something that they couldn't see. How truly protected I truly am at the end of the day. Minding my business in my own lane. I'm continue to elevate. It wasn't a hesitation at the end of the day. It ain't about being cocky, thinking I'm better than somebody. Because at the end of the day, I allow my dreams to become my reality. I chose me when they gave up on me. They overlooked me. They lie on my name. Humiliated me at the end of the day. Try to disrespect me in an unhealthy way. They threw spellwork right to left, homie, to realize that, dang, it wasn't even worth it that day. Always be yourself. Always be yourself. You can't be nobody else but you. Being a copycat, you going for a show when it come to common sense at the end of the day. Something that you truly lack is self-control, understanding your confidence at the end of the day. Dang, the mask fell off, ain't nothing was real about you. Out here screaming, I'm real. Can't even value your own time and day to understand your issue. They say you corny, you whack at the end of the day. I don't care. As long as I'm original. The energy is different. I could be myself, something that you couldn't see. Was looking in the mirror. I need a nap. I'll be going live today, later on this evening. I don't know what time, but oh wow. I'm a little bit late. All right, I gotta go. I should preach the time to the genuine ones only. Always be yourself. And I say this respectfully. Don't have excuses why you can't show up for yourself. When you have excuses at the end of the day, and I say this respectfully, and what I realized at the end of the day, when I came into certain people's lives, and they trying to find themselves to better themselves, and they didn't understand me, because I have confidence at the end of the day, and they something that they lack, is like, never get discouraged because someone is projecting negative energy on you. And I say that respectfully. I was going to say something totally different, but I'll say that for later. But never get discouraged, because when you go into certain people's lives at the end of the day, they may not be where you're mentally at the end of the day. But when you know how to respect your neighbor, never get discouraged because someone lacks confidence, someone lacks self-value, someone lacks self-control at the end of the day, someone lacks self-awareness when it comes to their identity. And what pisses me off, and I ain't gonna front, what pisses me off when people talk about gay and lesbian people at the end of the day, they always talk about how someone is having identity crisis. And it be so sad that it be straight people, when you come into certain individuals' lives, not all, but some, it's like, dang, how you projecting all this negative energy on me saying I'm having an identity crisis, but it's you, jackass, leave me alone. It's the thought process to me. I truly hope that you find peace within your own lane one day, neighbor. And I say that respectfully. I want everybody to elevate and become their best self-vision of themselves. I'm not against my neighbor. I'm for my neighbor. But listen. Checkmate! Checkmate! I said what I said. Leave innocent people alone. Stop thinking that you're going to bully somebody at the end of the day. When you take their kindness for weakness and they knew how to respect you and they did not have malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. Because this type of behavior became the norm for so long. How you get somebody that comes into your life to respect you, and the first thing that you want to do is disrespect them because they're different in a good way, regardless of their sexual orientation at the end of the day. Like, you got to put this mindset out there. You know what? I got controlling issues, and I'm going to control this person. You can't control nobody besides your child and your own train of thought, but you can't even control that because that's something that you truly lack. And I truly hope that you find yourself to better yourself. Believe innocent people alone. I'm tired of hearing people talk about someone else's sexual orientation at the end of the day to bring them down because we are all not the same. We're not. We are not. So be mindful when judging a book by its cover. And it's sad and disgusting to see that the enemy put a projection and put this mind frame out there like this, that to make us divided. And it shouldn't even be like that. It really shouldn't. Because I know there's a lot of people who have family members that are in the life of being lesbians and gays at the end of the day. And they love their loved ones. And they know their loved ones don't go against people. They know their loved ones don't have malicious intentions. Maybe some, but not all. Just like you. It's a thought process for me. But when the shoe fit, wear it. Believe innocent people alone. It's a thought process to me. Save your apologies for your mama. I said what I said. I gotta go. I need a nap. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. It's the thought process to be loving yourself, to better yourself. Never dim your light to get discouraged because the hate in disguise, they're going to continue to multiply, but protect your energy at all costs. It's a thought process for me. Niyah, Genuine Love Respect. Always be your authentic self with no malicious intentions. You can only be you. I do not worship the devil. I do not worship the devil. I do not worship the devil, and I say that respectfully. And the good God is not for sale. And like I said, my content is not for everybody. So save your negative energy for your mama. I said what I said. Hello. Have a nice day somewhere else. To the genuine ones only, I truly appreciate your time. And I say that respectfully. Have a safe week ahead of you. Love yourself, protect yourself. You matter, your words don't get discouraged, and I say that respectfully. And it's not a crime to love yourself, let alone never dim your light because someone gave up on you or overlooked you or made you feel like you wasn't worthy at the end of the day, because you matter and you are worthy. And I say that respectfully. You matter and you are worthy. You had abandonment issues from a child point of view and it went into adulthood. That guardian didn't know how to love you, respect you, show up for you, show you that you was worthy. They threw spellwork at you in a toxic way. I don't know your situation. You put a name in your book. Whoever gave up on you at the end of the day, you matter and you are worthy. I gotta go. They coming for me. I gotta go. Niyah, Genuine Love Respect. I separate time to the genuine ones only. Loving yourself is not a crime, and healing trauma and pain will never be an overnight process. From a child point of view, going into adulthood, and it's never a race to heal trauma and pain. And I say that respectfully. You matter in your words, don't get discouraged today. It's the thought process to me. Protect yourself, never go against yourself. Protect yourself, never go against yourself. I said what I said. It's the thought process to me. Loving yourself is not a battle. It's a challenge. An obstacle at the end of the day. God gonna show you the way when you pray for yourself, not against yourself. I gotta go. I need a nap. Niyah, Genuine Love Respect. Always be your authentic self. Never allow someone to tell you how to be you. Nah, for real. Especially when you got malicious intentions and you ain't bringing harm towards nobody and you're far from a hater in disguise. I said what I said. I gotta go. I need a nap. I'm the original owner of all my content. Niyah, Genuine Love Respect. Thank you for your time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe year.